Today, we dive into the life of one of the most influential and fascinating geniuses in history, Leonardo da Vinci. Painter, inventor, scientist, and much more, Leonardo embodied the ideal of the Renaissance man. Although he was born in the 15th century, his work and ideas were so advanced that many of his discoveries wouldn't be fully understood until centuries later. Leonardo was born on April 15, 1452, in the small village of Vinci, near Florence, Italy. The illegitimate son of a notary, his early life gave little hint of the greatness he would achieve. However, from a young age, he showed an insatiable curiosity about the world around him. At 14, he became an apprentice in the workshop of the renowned artist Andrea del Verrocchio, where he honed his skills as a painter and sculptor, but also developed an interest in mechanics and engineering. Leonardo is perhaps best known for his artistic masterpieces. Two of his paintings have gone down in history as icons of world art, The Last Supper and Mona Lisa. The Last Supper, painted between 1495 and 1498 in Milan, is a monumental work that captures the precise moment when Jesus announces that one of his disciples will betray him. His revolutionary technique for depicting human emotions through gestures and expressions is simply stunning. And of course, there's Mona Lisa, begun in 1503, possibly the most famous painting in history. The enigmatic smile of the Mona Lisa has puzzled and captivated viewers for more than 500 years. This work is a testament to his ability to capture human psychology and blend advanced techniques like sfumato, a method of softening the edges to achieve smoother transitions between light and shadow. However, Leonardo da Vinci was not just a brilliant painter, he was also an innovative scientist and an engineer far ahead of his time. Throughout his life, he filled notebooks with ideas on anatomy, physics, botany, and technology. He described engineering concepts that today seem fundamental, but in his time were revolutionary. For example, his sketches include an early design for a helicopter, known as the ornithopter, a machine that sought to mimic the flight of birds. Although he never built it, this concept shows how his mind was already exploring the possibility of human flight hundreds of years before it became a reality. He also designed one of the earliest parachutes in history and developed plans for an ideal city with advanced sanitation systems, all aimed at improving urban life. His ideas on hydraulics and canal construction also influenced modern engineering. A lesser-known, but equally important aspect of Leonardo's life was his work in anatomy. He conducted numerous dissections of human cadavers, allowing him to make detailed studies of muscles, bones, and organs. This led him to draw incredibly precise anatomical figures. The most famous of these is Vitruvian Man, a drawing that shows the ideal proportions of the human body, based on the studies of the ancient Roman architect Vitruvius. This drawing not only represents physical perfection but also the relationship between art, science, and nature that defines Leonardo's work. What's most impressive about Leonardo is how he could see the potential of technologies centuries before they were possible. He was a visionary, and although many of his inventions and discoveries didn't materialize in his time, his ideas influenced future generations. For instance, his concept of war machines like armored tanks and automatic cannons were prototypes that centuries later inspired developments in the military field. He even envisioned diving machines and suits to explore the ocean floor, showing his interest in exploring beyond the Earth's surface. But perhaps what stands out the most is that, while Leonardo left hundreds of unfinished ideas, his focus was always on understanding how the world around him worked. His studies on the movement of water, bird flight, and the human body demonstrate an endlessly curious mind. Leonardo da Vinci passed away in 1519 in France, at the age of 67, under the patronage of King Francis I. Although he died without seeing many of his ideas come to life, his legacy endures. He not only left some of the most valuable and recognized artworks in history but also a way of thinking that inspired scientists, artists, and dreamers for centuries to come. Today, Leonardo da Vinci remains regarded as one of the greatest geniuses in human history. His life and work remind us that knowledge has no limits, and that creativity and science are two sides of the same coin. Leonardo da Vinci was much more than an artist. He was a man ahead of his time, whose ideas shaped not only art but also science and technology. Through his works, he invites us to look beyond what we know, to keep asking questions and exploring. In the end, his life is a reminder that curiosity and innovation are the true keys to genius.